Prop 34 is as petty as California's state politics can get. And on top of that, it's confusing voters. So let's talk about it, and stick with me here because it gets very messy very quickly. Prop 34 on your California November ballot would restrict how certain healthcare providers spend the revenues that they make from a federal drug prescription program by requiring those certain healthcare providers to spend 98% of that profit on direct patient care or risk losing their tax-exempt nonprofit status. It would also codify the Medi-Cal RX program, which was established in 2019 by Governor Newsom. The federal prescription drug program refers to a 30-year-old program called the Federal 340B Drug Price Discount Program, which discounts pharmaceutical drugs for healthcare providers that serve low-income patients, allowing these providers to make a profit that they can then use to expand care for these disadvantaged communities. Okay, so far that makes sense. So, who are those certain healthcare providers that would be restricted by Prop 34? Prop 34 would affect healthcare providers who participate in that federal prescription drug program, who contract with Medi-Cal, who spent over $100 million over the last 10 years on expenses outside of direct care, and who have owned multifamily properties that have received a minimum of 500 government violations? Okay, so how many healthcare providers fit that description? According to the Yes on 34 campaign, allegedly, possibly 4? But definitely 1, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. And this is where it gets messy. Prop 34, a healthcare measure, is actually sponsored by the California Apartment Association, a group that represents corporate landlords. So why does a landlord group care about healthcare? They don't, but the California Apartment Association does have a standing beef with the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, because the AHF has led recent rent control efforts in California and are the sponsors of Prop 33, the rent control measure on this same ballot, which is opposed by the California Apartment Association. One thing landlords hate more than a late rent payment is rent control. And not only has the AHF spent millions leading rent control efforts, they have also purchased apartment buildings in California with the goal of addressing chronic homelessness. And the AHF believes that Prop 34 is a revenge initiative that targets them for putting Prop 33 and rent control in front of voters. Prop 34 is supported by the California Republican Party, the ALS Association, and the San Francisco Women's Cancer Network. Prop 34 is opposed by Consumer Watchdog, the National Organization for Women, and Courage California. I know this was a lot, but you can read more about Prop 34 and get our voter recommendations by checking out our guide. Up next is Prop 35, the Managed Healthcare Tax.